Welcome to Global After 4. Today is on 29th January, and on 27th, the M23 rebels that have been fighting intensely in the eastern part of DRC against the DRC's government and the foreign fighters in DRC just took over Goma, and the news is world over now. That was on 27th. Yesterday, the 28th, a meeting was convened by the Kenyan President William Ruto purposely to hold peace talks between the two countries, or between the presidents of the two countries, Felix Tshisekedi of the DRC and Paul Kagame of Rwanda. And in the context of the war, Rwanda, as a lot of you know, has been very heavily accused of backing the M23 rebels, arming them and providing logistical and military operations, right? Now, Felix Tshisekedi didn't turn up for the meeting for obvious reasons. In his opinion, he believes that the fact that Kagame backs up the M23 and he's an ally of that militia, he is planning to take over the DRC. Probably he's using the militia to fight a proxy to take over the DRC. Okay, the M23 rebels is a Tutsi militia. Paul Kagame and the Rwandan government is a Tutsi government and is a military government, right? Now, I'm here to express myself on this matter, and I'm here specifically to fault Kagame. Paul Kagame, being a president, and even though he himself is a military president and is working with the democratic government, or he's working with the government that presents itself as a democratic government, a government mandated by the people to promote the welfare of the people and protect the people, okay, he knows better. Coming from that position, he knows better. A militia, first of all, is not an army that is installed by the people and mandated by the government, set out by the people. A militia is a rogue force. And a rogue force means it is not bound by the international laws and treaties that govern warfare. Okay, you know, the international laws that govern warfare provide that the civilians should not lose their lives in the hands of the military. The civilians should not be raped by the military. The civilians should not face any kind of violent aggression from the military. And if that happens, that's a war crime and a crime against humanity. Okay? A militia, being a rogue force, is not bound by those laws, because its establishment to begin with is wrong, is faulty, is invalid. So, the looting that has been happening in the DRC, the rapings that have been happening in the DRC, the atrocities that have been perpetrated against the civilians in the DRC by the M23 rebels is something that should be blamed, even if not entirely, but at least to a significant degree, to Paul Kagame. This man knows better. He, being a president, he knows that no president should ever support a militia force. Okay? So, he came out, he defended himself, because, yeah, he attended the meeting. He's a man. He came up and he defended himself. He explained his part. But all factors considered, all reasons considered, there's no reason whatsoever to support a militia, a rogue force, a force that is outlawed, a force that is not mandated by the people, but is driven by selfish, greedy interests. I know the M23 rebels could have a good motive, a well-intended motive, but in their course of action, a lot of damage has happened, a lot of atrocities have been committed, and that cannot be excused. In fact, is it not better to employ diplomacy to resolve the issues that there are between the Banyamulenge people, or the Tutsis as they call themselves, and the government of Kinshasa, and the issues that are there between the government in Kinshasa, or the DRC government, and Rwanda, than to apply the force of a rogue military, a rogue militia? So which is better? I mean, between diplomacy and the course that they chose to follow, which has, displaced millions of people. Like, who in the world right now doesn't know about the Congo War? Who doesn't know about the atrocities perpetrated against the civilians in the DRC? The whole world knows it. This has been happening for decades. Okay? And who knows? That part of Africa is actually in a very fragile state right now. The UN and the international community has warned that this war has the potential and could very easily degenerate into a broader regional conflict, which will involve Rwanda, the DRC, and Uganda. And Felix Tshisekedi, in his own words, he said the M23 rebels just declared war. By capturing Goma, they just declared war. And he's gonna be all out. And who knows, Rwanda might, come out as well in retaliation. And so will Uganda. We just hope that the best happens and peace is established through diplomacy and any other means necessary. Peace be established, but not violence, not warfare. Because as it is right now, the people have suffered immensely. It's been too much. It's a dire humanitarian crisis. So, in my opinion, Kagame is wrong. But of course, Tshisekedi as well was very wrong in skipping that meeting. He should have showed up and sit down with the men and discuss the issues. He was so wrong in snubbing the meeting, because now we don't know what he intends or what his plan is. Okay, because at the end of the day, diplomacy is always the better option. But that's my humble opinion. You have the right to your opinion as well. Thanks for watching.